you can achieve your biggest dream, whatever that may be. Around the year 2004, I had a poster hanging on my wall, a beautiful one. It was of the Swiss Alps. And I said, one day I want to go to Switzerland and I want to go and see those snow-capped mountains and enjoy that beautiful view that I'm seeing on the poster. I'm from Kenya. My name is Anthony. And at that point, that must have been a very big dream to go to Switzerland and enjoy that nature. Around the same time, 2004, the idea came to me that in order for you to achieve a dream, you only need 7 ingredients. And I talk about them. In this video, I'm going to talk about one of the ingredients that would help you to achieve your biggest dream, whatever that is going to be, or is already a dream that you're working on. I put together a manuscript explaining those 7 ingredients that time at 2004, but it was never published. 20 years later, almost 20 years later, that was in 2022, I worked on that manuscript and it became a book. It's a workbook known as the Achieve Your Dream Workbook. If you go through it, you're going to see the 7 ingredients and you can work on your dream. If you want a copy, go to the link. I'm not selling it to you. You can download it for free. If you want a hard copy, you can also order from there. But that link is in the comments. Now, let's go on talking about this big dream that you have, that you want to accomplish, and you need the 7 ingredients. So after I put that workbook and together and published it about 3 years back, last year, 2025, in December, that's about 2 months back, because we are now in 2026 February. 2 months back, I found myself in Switzerland and my dream has been accomplished. It took 20 years though, about. And it doesn't have to take that long for you to achieve your biggest dream. If you're going to use the 7 ingredients that I talk about in that workbook that you're going to see, then your dream can become a reality more quicker than mine became. And you can actually achieve bigger dreams that you have not dreamt this minute. And all you need to do is dream big, work on the ingredients and achieve them. So let's talk about the one ingredient that is very necessary for you to achieve any big dream that you may have. And that's the first ingredient in the workbook. That's the ingredient that I share. Now, in the workbook, you're going to find some exercises that are going to help you work on your dream, because for anything to work, you've got to be ready to work yourself. And that's why it's known as a workbook. So this first ingredient is known as information. Now, and I want you to think, is there anything that you have ever achieved in life which you did not know about? Is there anything in life that has ever been accomplished without first having get to know how to do it, when to do it, where to do it? For example, I hear there is an event somewhere. That's information. I hear when the event is going to happen. Information. I hear how much that event is going to cost. That's information. And on and on and on and on. And I can challenge you to think of something and try to think how that thing comes to happen. First, try to think how it can happen without knowing about it. And then think about how it's going to happen, or how it has happened in a big way just because someone got the right information at the right time and applied that information that they got. Man first dreamed to go to the moon. First, he was informed of the existence of the moon because he could see it with his naked eye, and then he may have looked at it closely using a telescope, and then he went down, sat down. The men that went to the moon, they sat down, although I've heard some stories which suggest that landing on the moon is a fury. They say that people never landed there, but okay, take your example, whatever example that you want to take, and imagine the information that you had to get in order to achieve that dream. Building a house, you needed a blueprint. You look at how much is going to cost, the materials that are needed, the time that is going to take. It's all about information. And whatever it is that you're thinking of accomplishing, that big dream that you have, if you don't have the right information, then you may not be going to achieve your big dream, and sooner. Now, going to Switzerland, if it had to happen faster back then, from the time that I first thought about it to the time that it got accomplished, if only I dug deeper into the information about going to Switzerland, I'll look how much it's going to cost, what plane, what means, vehicles that I'm going to use to get to Switzerland, and became more serious on finding that information. I could have been in Switzerland much earlier. And there are opportunities that exist for you to go to a place that you have not been, and those examples, we can give them from we can give so many examples of how that dream could have been achieved earlier and in a bigger way. Now, if I come to think of it, there are a lot of things that happen in Switzerland that I could have been invited to. Being who I am, or who I was back then. Back then I was much into art. I am an artist. I was painting. I was doing a lot of... I could have just looked at exhibitions that were happening in Switzerland, and I could have applied and gone there. Now, 2 months back, when I went there as an MC, because recently I've been doing MC work for a lot of people, and especially the digital nomads. Whenever they do a festival, they are inviting me to be their MC. So that's what took me to Switzerland. I found out there's an event going on in Switzerland. I asked to be invited there, and I was invited. So I didn't have to save years and years in order for me to get to Switzerland. The opportunity was there. All I had to do was look for the opportunity and make use of the... Now, let me pause here. We are living in the most blessed time of our lifetime. A time where all you need to know about a particular subject, a particular place, or anything that you want to find out is just to click a button, and like you clicked, using maybe the phone that you're having. If you're having a phone, you're watching this on phone, using the phone that you have on your hands, all you have to do is type a question that is going to answer some things that you've been asking yourself, for you to have the information to get you closer to the dream that you're dreaming. So if you haven't been achieving things in your own life, maybe it's the information that you've been lacking. And it's a high time that you start paying more attention to the information that you need in order for you to accomplish whatever it is that you have to accomplish. Information is very important. And I wish that you achieve your biggest dream. But as for now, I would like you to go into your... take a piece of paper, or if you've downloaded this workbook, just go to where there's an empty space under the topic of information, the ingredient, and list everything that you know about that dream that you have. And also list everything that you think you need to know for you to accomplish your big dream. And then work on those points, that information that you need to work on in order for you to achieve your dream. This is Anthony, and I wish you all the best. Go and achieve your biggest dream. Remember to subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed to it, and also share it with your friends. So let's meet at the top. Yeah.